explain to us.
Well, there's wonderful information. I can watch the maps online from all parts of the world,
Mm-hmm.
and I find that very inspirational. And I can listen to wonderful evangelists like Bishop Barron.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there's so much presented to me,
Mm-hmm.
and we call it going down a rabbit hole. You know, when something attracts my attention and I don't have the presence of mind to edit that, I end up, oh, what's this about? And I spend 15, 20 minutes exploring something just because it was presented to me. When I was curious, because I'm in a position to study or learn, so I'm kind of open and curious.
Yeah.
So, you know, it captures me and channels me down the rabbit hole.
And by the time you finish, there's another one coming.
That is right.
So you never get done. Okay? So she said it's both. It is both helping us to get more resources and getting more. There are so many channels, and I think in the U.S. the priests have done so much. They have followed me, some of them, Father Michael, and some on their podcast, and they make it, especially our young people today, they make it easy for them. At the same time, mm-hmm, going to say something.
No, I'm in agreement. I think absolutely, and it's hard to compartmentalize and make sure that you're focused if you were pulling up a device or, to look at something to not get those distractions and go down those rabbit holes. So.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Third person. Who disagrees?
Sometimes I do disagree with that, because I've discovered amazing things going down rabbit holes that I didn't know in the past.
You discovered amazing things.
Yeah, that I
on
didn't
your
know
phone.
about.
Okay.
Going down rabbit holes, honestly.
Okay.
You know?
And it doesn't overwhelm you.
What?
It doesn't overwhelm you. It doesn't distract you.
No, I mean, if I give myself a certain amount of time and cut myself off, but I've discovered some amazing stories about saints and different things, on TikTok, and that I didn't know about, that have opened up my mind to new things, So, it goes either way, I mean.
Mm-hmm. So we are going to explore that today, how it is working. And to understand it, we will go much into understanding how the internet is working. And from there, so we are going to see this in 3 chapters. The first one is to look at what the internet and the social media are doing with us. What they are doing with us. Then the second, we will look at what they are doing to us. Then from there, we will discuss how we can live our faith in this situation. Is that okay? Okay. So can we start? All right. Let's listen to this small piece. You know that feeling, right? That persistent hum of notifications, endless scrolls, the sheer unrelenting torrent of information hitting us every single day. We are connected like never before, yet we feel strangely disconnected from truly meaningful engagement. It's like standing in a really crowded, noisy marketplace, just struggling to hear a single clear voice, finding genuine value, a clear signal amidst all that greater noise. Our world is louder than ever, notifications ring, timeless overflow, memes, breaking news, health truths, and endless opinions flood our days. And in this shitstorm, it is easy to feel lost, unseen, and held. And that is our world. And that is where we are going to explore how it works. So let's look at first what the internet is doing with us. The internet started, who knows when it started?
The 90s, I guess, right?
91, 89, 91, that we have the World Wide Web, WWW. So the internet started like a school project and actually started from US in the military. When we talk about technology started from the military. So all that they were doing is now that it has come to our hands. But the military already had it long ago. So first of all, see the internet as a military strategy. And that is how the American military started, and ARPANET came in 89, then 91. Students, they have to make computers communicate. It's not like those days you need a pigeon to write a letter and write it, put it on the leg of a pigeon and send it to the next camp. So the American army challenged themselves so that they could communicate to their soldiers on field or other places. And that was how internet started. And now in 1991 we have the World Wide Web. Then from 96, Google came, and after Google, the others, they started with ARPANET. We'll not go so much into the details so that we don't get bored. So we have something we call the search engines. I just want you to understand how it works, then we'll know what it is doing to us. The search engines are the place you can go and you type something, you press enter, and it will bring you so many results. So even today we have search engines everywhere on your phone. Today we don't remember anything anymore. If you want the number of you want to call somebody, you have to go to the search engine of your WhatsApp or the phone to search for the name. When we started using phone, everybody had a notebook, and you had all the numbers of the people you knew, and there were some people you dare not forget their number. But today, if I tell you what is your number, you have to think before you tell us. A lot of things are happening. Then from there, from 2003, Facebook, but there was something before Facebook. Then Facebook came, and now we have the social network. I wrote social network to social media because Facebook started as a social network. So that when I put something on Facebook, it is just my friends, connecting me and my friends. But then in 2010, Instagram came and changed the ball game, and it became a social media. So that it's not only those who are connected with me. When I post something, everybody on the platform will see it. Then TikTok came, and TikTok blew the game of social media in 2013. And to the extent that even Instagram could not hold, and Facebook had to buy Instagram and use. So Instagram and Facebook belong to Meta. Then from 1956, AI started. AI started in 1956, artificial intelligence, where a mathematician called Alan Turing in England thought that we can create a machine that can be intelligent like a human being. And they started the practice, the experiment. So AI has been with us since 1956. But all of a sudden, in 2022, boom, ChatGPT was launched. And I remember we were in school, we had started our course. And in November, when ChatGPT was boom, the whole university became chaos. Students don't have to write notes anymore. Just ask ChatGPT and you have everything at your resources, at the tip of your hand. And some universities were struggling to prevent students from using ChatGPT. But the power is so big now. Every university is teaching people how to use ChatGPT. So things have changed to the extent that now what we call GPTs, general purpose transformers, it means that I'll explain the difference between what AI, the AI debate now. What we have now is a generative AI, artificial intelligence that you send a text, or you send a voice, or you send a picture, and it generates something else for you. So you type, you ask a question, it's a text, then ChatGPT can create. We will understand today, it's not everything you see that is real. I don't even know whether you are real or not. Today I can't trust my eyes. You cannot trust your eyes. Whether the person you are seeing is real or not. Most of the movies today are now not real movies. They have been created by AI. Most of the things you saw are created with AI. So that the AI can draw you. I can use AI to draw you with a certain girl around you, and I'll send it to your wife, and she'll be so mad. That is where we are. So that's just a little bit of what the internet started. So the Google started this way. This is what Google does. There are so many websites. Billions of websites. Those that are active, those that are not active. And most of these websites have so much information, so much data. So Google or every search engine, now you know search engine, where we go to type and search for something. That's what we call the web crawling. Web crawling is that it looks all the internet and arranges them according to importance. The importance is based on how many people visit that website. So if you have St. Lawrence SecretHeart.com, how many people go there? The more people visit the website, the more the spider indexes the website as important. So that if I'm searching for something, let's say last Sunday was the exaltation of the Holy Cross. The exaltation of the Holy Cross. The spider will now have to scroll all the internet in the world to find. I don't know how many hours it will take. If you have to search for something, it will take years because they have to search for all the internet, understand what you read, what you want, and bring you the results. Then we have the ranking. Because of that, Google ranks the pages. So whatever you see, when you search for something, it gives you the way it arranges them is according to how powerful that website is, so that it is ranked in order. This is all that the internet used to be. Then it will display the results for you. It is saying, so this is all that it was. So when you see the website, definitely you understand this very well. So these are all links to the site, to the website, then the information, a little bit of summary, and it has arranged it according to importance. So this website is not as important as this one. That is how the internet started working. And that is how it worked. But technology kept growing. How can it work so that if I'm searching for something, I don't need to spend years to get what I want? So that I can search for something within a second. All the information I want comes out. Then, from 2009, Google started something called personalization. I'm just giving you a background of all this story. Personalization, so that through my search histories and my behavior on the internet, Google knows me as a young man, a Catholic priest from Ghana, with a very ugly beard, with all that. Google comes to study me I know that this is how I behave on the internet. These are the things I actually search. So Google wants to personalize the search so that when I'm searching for something, I get it easily. And Google started understanding the way I search things on the internet. So the first time, let's say I searched, Kofi is going to school, or Brittany is going to school. The next time I'm going to search, Brittany is going. Already, Google knows that I'm going to add to school. So it will add it for me. Then the next time, Brittany is. Oh, then they know that it's going to add going to school. Then Google will add it for me. Then the next time, the moment I say Brittany, they know exactly what I'm looking for. And they make it fast for you and make it easy for you to research. That is personalization. So that everything you see is just like custom for you alone. It's custom for you. So whatever you search from 2009, when Google started this personalization, it means whatever you search. And when I talk about Google, I'm using Google as the general for all search engines. Because all the media platforms are search engines. You go to the St. Lawrence website, there's a search engine. There's a place if you want to search for the director of discipleship and you don't know, just search director of discipleship, then it will bring it up for you. That is what all of the websites is working today. Then, to do that, Google also started something called profilization, giving you a profile. To be able to know who you are, they have to understand who you are. So they know you by your hair, by your eye, by your face, by your so many things. And this has led us to something, this is where our bomb has come. To the extent that today, what I do on Google is known by Amazon. It's known by Facebook. Because they have profiled all of us. As long as you have gone to the internet, they have created a small room for you. And everything you do is within that room. So if you have searched for cookies, what's your favorite cookie?
Oreo?
Oreo. If you have searched for Oreo, the moment you search for it on Google, the company already knows that you have been searching for it. Amazon knows that you have been searching for it. Facebook knows that you have been searching for it. YouTube knows that you have been searching for Oreo. And you know what is going to happen to you? The company will send you advertisements about Oreo. Facebook will send you music about Oreo. YouTube is going to send you movies about Oreo. And everything about Oreo will come to you. Whether you like it or not, they will come to you. Then you say, okay, there's a music about Oreo. Then you click. You go on. The moment you click to another chain. And it's so interesting that if she's your friend on Facebook and she has copied some of the things you put there or shared, maybe you put something there and she shared or you sent to her, Google know that there's a high possibility that as long as you like Oreo, she will like Oreo. So whether you search or not, you also get advertisements, music, movies about Oreo. That is what yes. And now, in 2011, this professor, Eli Pariser, is an expert, a journalist, and the media, he said, okay, now it is more than personalization. It has now created filter bubbles. So that you only see what you agree with. And this is one of the first causes of what the internet has done to us today. It has created a filter bubble, and this is what he says. Naturally, human beings are programmed to consume fat and sugar because they are rare in nature. We have been told that fat and sugar is real, so we have to eat it so that we supplement what the body doesn't have. And because of that, it's the same thing. The things that we don't normally see is what we want to see. And because of that, we are biologically programmed to be attentive to things that stimulate our emotions. So when you are scrolling social media and you see a priest in color, oh, I've seen a priest of my life. But you see a girl doing this on TikTok, oh, that's a big bottle, let me go and check and see. Then we are made by that, things about violence. These are the things that trend. If you want to really do well with social media, these are the things that trend. Violent things, sexual things, gossip, things that insult people. And that was one of the strengths of Charlie Kirk. Because the things he discusses are controversial things. And as long as you put controversial, whether you post it or not, the algorithm will send for you. Because they do, and the good thing about them, they do a lot of study about human beings. They know us, they know our psychology. We studied how they started with likes. Facebook did that research because they pay students, PhD students to do research for them. So they realized that human beings actually like to know what their friends like. So they did a study for college students, and while they were in class, they sent a message to one of the students that maybe Brittany and Linda. So they sent a message to Brittany telling Brittany that, oh, Linda has liked a certain video. The moment you saw the message that Linda has liked this video, you also want to do what? If Linda has liked, let me go and see which video that Linda has liked. That is where all these notifications started coming. And those notifications always tell. Sometimes you'll be there as long as you have a follower or you're following somebody on social media. Even if the person coughs, they will send you a message. Oh, this person coughed. And they will mention his name. The moment you see the name, you are tempted to go and do what? Click and find out. And that's how they got us. They do a lot of research. And he said that if we are not careful, we are going to develop the psychological equivalence of obesity. We will find ourselves consuming content that are not beneficial for ourselves or society as a whole. And that's our society now. Most of the things on the internet doesn't make any sense. You see a small girl, just as long as you have a phone, you have your own media. And this is where we have gone to. Information opens. Now with personalization, with profilization, we have been segmented, we have been grouped, so that only the things they think you want is what comes to you. So for instance, if you are a left-wing ideologist, you love the ideology of the left wing, and you sign up to, you will never get information about the right wing. So whatever the left wing says, now there's so much debate about, and that's where polarization comes in. There's so much debate about the identity of the killer of Charlie Kirk. The Democrats are saying that he is a Republican, he is a MAGA follower. The Republicans are saying that he is a Democrat. Who is he? So truth today, that's why today in the academic world we said there's no truth. We are in the post-truth era. If you are saying who is saying the truth, is it the left wing or the right wing? Who is this killer actually?
Father, when you earlier said, whether it's true or not, whether technology is a good thing or a bad thing. And, sometimes I worry that the things that you're reading that you think are truth are not.
Are not true.
And that's the scary part of
Yeah.
it, because we don't know
Yeah.
whether or not what we're reading. It's not like, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and we go to the encyclopedia,
Yeah.
and it was written in
Yeah.
words, and you
Yeah.
knew what you were reading was
true.
true.
And you believed it.
And you believed it, and you
Yes.
understood it, or you learned it, or whatever, but now the information that's coming at you
Yeah.
isn't always true.
You will never be able to know.
Yeah.
And this is where it makes it more dangerous. It has left many of us biased and one-sided. So because they have created a cocoon for you, they have profiled you and personalized you and created a silo for you. If you are a Democrat, you are only getting information from the Democrats. If you are the top wing, you only get information from the top wing. So if the top wing says that this man is white, you believe it. Or let's say the top wing where you believe in says that the fan is black, you believe it. If the downwind, you get an information that tells you from the downwind that this fan is not black, like it's white, you will never believe it. And it happens on our WhatsApp platforms, even the church platforms, even priest platforms. People write things, and you get people counteracting. There are so much bullyism on WhatsApp platforms because somebody kept something there that I did not believe it. Yesterday I had a talk with Father. He got a lot of interesting attacks yesterday, and I got one. I got some after Mass when we prayed for Charlie and the announcements too from the vigil. Somebody came to me, why? Why are we praying for him? He said, and I told him, okay, I don't know him. I only came to know him after the killing, and I've been following every day. I follow about more than 10 videos of him because I'm also starting my media. I want to learn what is making people successful. Put the politics aside. He's pushing something, which is something that not everybody wants to hear that. So it's the same thing. We are being polarized. Today, if you are not in the left wing, you are in the right wing. All these are the effects, segmentation. The information we get are all information that confirm our own belief. Even when you are searching for, you are scrolling, you stop on videos or pictures that reflect your own belief. So that today it is difficult for us to accommodate the opposing views. If you believe that this fan is black and somebody tells you this fan is white, it will even lead for those who said it's white to even attack you for not confirming what they believe. This is one of the things the internet has done with us. All of us are affected by that. All of us. And today you will never know, because my thesis is on disinformation and democracy. I have discovered that even the politicians, they manipulate information. All the information the politicians tell us, they are not the real facts. They are all propaganda, disinformation, manipulated information. They are mediated information. One example is COVID. How many people died in America? Who knows? We got the chance where Harvard and other universities were able to prove the government wrong. Many governments took advantage of COVID to loot a lot of money. And even what I'm studying, some are even supposing that governments used COVID to clear away many of the old generation. Because today that's one of the biggest discussions in Europe. Because most of the Western Europe is social welfare state. They are social welfare scheme because the state takes much of the expenses, your daily expenses. The state takes capture of money. So that in Italy, for instance, when you give birth, the government pays you for giving birth.
I think they're trying to do that now with the assisted suicide too. They're
With
trying
suicide?
to, yeah, they're trying to do stuff with assisted suicide, like you get to a certain age and you don't wanna be in a diaper, why don't you just kill yourself, you know? And that's what's scary about what's going on with that,
I just got goosebumps.
you know?
Okay. We can't trust our politicians today. And now, one of the biggest challenges is doing all this in the name of democracy, in the name of human rights. Why would you tell me that I have rights to defend, but that baby in the womb has no rights, so I should abort? To the extent that even in some countries like France, even at the 9th month, if you want to abort, they allow you for that. Double standard. This is what they are using in social media. Most of our elections, most of the elections, me, I don't trust politicians. Because we are segmented, we are also limited in other viewpoints. So somebody could not understand why Charlie is having this viewpoint. Let me kill him. All of us, we are afraid now of priests. Even when you are preaching in church, you have to be very careful you don't hit anybody's head. So that today dialogue is no longer the question. If you don't agree with me, come and let's talk about it. But today, that is where we are. As long as you don't agree with me and you have the power, eliminate him. And this is one of the things that the internet has done, and that made it worse. Made it worse. Algorithm, they are definitely biased. You know, when we are studying AI, the question we ask, is AI biased? Who has an answer to that? Is AI biased? The question is no. The question is that AI takes information we have kept on the internet and reproduces them to us. So it is our biases, we have put them. But the machine takes and gives us the results. So there's so much bias and it's going to be worse. This is what our kids are growing up. We are fortunate because we are inserted. We are they call us migrants, digital migrants. We were not born at the age of internet. We have now migrated to the internet. So we know at least, like what you're saying, we have the capacity to at least balance, to be able to discern, to know what is true, what is not true. How about the digital citizens? The guys who were born from 2013, the Gen Zs. This is what they are going with. They are going with all of these. So much that even if a parent talks to a child, when the child is not happy, the guy can talk to you anyhow. So our future is very gloom. If it goes like this, we are going to create a new set of human beings where moral standards don't work anymore. As long as this is my belief, this is what I think it should be like that. No opposing view. In Italy, we call something red news. There is not a single news bulletin in Italy that you don't hear homicide, somebody killing somebody. Because the kids today grow up with everything they have in their hands. It's not like our time, you have to suffer to even get food to eat. Today they have everything at their disposal. So today somebody can even kill the girlfriend because the girlfriend refused to kiss him. Just because the girlfriend couldn't kiss him, didn't kiss him, he poisoned her. And it's happening in our society. All these gun shootings. How can somebody pick a gun, go to the school, a Catholic school, and start shooting?
And then the next day, it's like not a big deal. Oh,
Not a big deal.
Oh, well.
Now, such an incident, how is the news reported? So, to the extent that America is the hub of everything, now America has become the hub of the good and the bad and the ugly. So when I talk about polarization, America is the headquarters. And now with the others, we are learning. So Fox News, what Fox News says and what CNN says, which of them is correct? That's our world today, so let's see. Yeah, and this is where we are. This is what the internet has done with us. All of us are in our own silos. This is what I have gathered the information I want here. I don't care about others. So my search, the things I search for, the videos I will watch on social media have been programmed for us. And we don't have control. None of us here is free. As long as you are on internet, they have put you here. One of these holes, I don't know who is who. Maybe I'm this one. Search for yours. All of us are here. And because we are here, we are in the same way so limited. We are so bombarded with so much information that even we don't even have time to discern one single news. You get a news feed, by the time you finish it, another one is coming. By the time you finish it, another one is coming. And you know, we are with the fact that now everything is digital. Everything. From our smartwatch to our smartphones. Today, how many of our children have physical Bibles? Why should I buy a Bible? How many of our kids have Bibles? Everything is here. So, assuming you are reading the Bible and you get a notification from WhatsApp, what happens?
They
You
like
have
to
to
keep
go and check.
distracted.
Stop and
Stop that.
Distracted.
So, you are having a meditation. Maybe you found an article by Bishop Boye and you want to read. You are in the Adoration Chapel and here, no matter how spiritual you are. And sometimes they are so intimidating that the moment the notification comes, the screen goes black. You have to open the notification before you can continue. So much distraction. And we are going to see now what the internet is doing to us. So we have studied how the internet started. It started like a library. So if you go to a library and you want to find a book, you have to search, go through all the shelves. Then they knew that, okay, when you come to the library, you have been searching for things about the sacraments of the Eucharist. Then they started selecting all the books that talks about the sacrament for you so that you don't have to search for other books. Then they realized that all that you need is the sacrament of Eucharist. Then they limited you. They gave you all the books that talks about the sacrament of the Eucharist. Then they realized that when you open the sacrament of the Eucharist, you are only interested in the Mass. Then they will give you another library where you will find only books that talks about the Mass. Then they realized that you are not interested in the full Mass. You are only interested in the opening prayer. Then the more they limit you, the more you don't have access to the other ones. And that's one of the things that AI is doing to education. Today, kids don't have to read books anymore. If you want a discussion, an essay, an article on a particular subject, you just have to type in, I want an essay on a particular subject, and I want you to use the book of Linda Holland, the director of discipleship of St. Lawrence, who wrote a book on killing the goats. It will give you everything. And you know what is going to happen to students in the future? You know, when you pick a book to read, you are not only reading what you're interested in, you get other information. But here is the case, the AI is going to give to the kid only that particular information he needs. What about the others? So we are all going to be so limited that we will end up knowing nothing. Because knowledge is not one side. I'm doing this video. I know how to operate this. But it's not only the video that is working. I also have a microphone. I also have this. I also have this. I also have so many things come together to cook one pasta. To cook one food, you don't just use one ingredient. So many spices you put together: salt, pepper, black pepper, white pepper, green pepper, gold pepper. You put all that, and when you eat, you enjoy it. But today, the world is going to get to a point where that if I'm going to cook pasta, I only know pasta. I just pour the pasta in hot water, and that's all. And that is the future of our day. So, any question?
In Ghana, how do you write? Like, is it more like a script, or is it, in America, it's letters, A, B, so?
Yes, we also use A, B, C, D. We use the Greek alphabet. Now we don't talk about writing. Our kids don't write anymore.
Well, yeah, here in America or New York, they took away script.
Script like how?
Right. It's gone. No kids.
Like a cursive handwriting.
Yeah.
Talking about.
Yeah, the different language.
Kids don't write cursive handwriting. There was a time when it was coming back. I don't know. I've been out of the school system for 5 years, so I don't know whether it ever came back or not. But there was, it used to be mandated that you had to learn script so you could sign your name in script. And now kids only print, so when they sign their name on documents, I don't know.
Now in America, some schools.
Do you know how to do scripts at all?
They tried to teach me in 3rd grade, but
Yeah.
they never brought it back.
They never brought it back.
When I was growing up, we have the kindergarten, the primary, the junior high, the senior high, then the tertiary level. So the primary is 6 years. Your first 3 years is to learn how to read the alphabet and how to write. So we start with writing with chalks on slate. Then when you pass, you start writing with pencil, with books that are marked different boxes and different colors. If your handwriting is good, then you start using pen. So we start using pen when we're in primary 5. I was the second person to start using pen in my class. And my handwriting was so beautiful. And we made something, my father's age, my bishop's age, when they write, it's so beautiful. It was not just writing, it was a graphic. But the generation of today, you won't be able to read anything. When I went to Rome, I didn't have a computer. My computer was a big one. I couldn't send it to school. I was the only person in the class who was writing. All of them have tablets, computers, and they are not even studying with the computer. While the teacher is teaching, they are playing games. Most of our kids, that's what they do. While the teacher is teaching, they are playing games. They don't care about them. What is that? Ignore. So that's where we are. A lot of things we believe in are going away.
I have a question about like Apple versus Samsung, for instance.
Okay.
Like I have a Samsung, most everyone I know has Apple. I don't feel like I have as much intrusion as they do, perhaps. And so I'm wondering if that's really a thing. Like
Apple?
with Apple seems to be worse
Yes.
worse than with the Samsung I see, because like I hear stories about people saying that I was just talking to my sister about the fact that I like to go to Chili's. And then now this ad about Chili's comes up on their phone, where I've never had that kind of thing, and certain things like that I've never had happen. So I'm wondering if there's a difference between those.
That is where we are. We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
We'll get there. We'll see that there's no difference between my online and offline. All the things we are discussing, they are listening to us.
There's no stopping any of this that's happening, right?
There's
no stopping what's
they
gonna
are not
happen.
going to stop.
It's just gotta.
Because it makes them give them money. As long as there's money, everything changes. They are not going to stop. All the things you are doing, they know when you sleep. They know whether you snore or you don't snore. They know all of that. One priest did the research to young people. He made them, all of them, to put their phone off in the class. He was a communication professor. So they put all the phones off and made all of them to say the word who poo. And they said who poo. Then, at the end, he made all of them to put it on and start searching Google. The moment everybody went to Google, the first word, suggestive word was who poo.
Wow.
Yeah? Whether you put it off or not, they are listening to you. All the gossips. It's just that if you like, go to Google and search for your name, and you see the things that will pop up. It's just that you are not so much a public figure. Suppose you want to run for the mayor of New York, then you see the things that will pop up. We are not safe.
Well, is that part of the cookies that somewhere they hide that they can listen, or they can?
The fine print.
Fine.
You call it what?
The fine print, whenever you first sign into your phone, brand new phone, you have all this like 25 pages, maybe even 40 pages worth of stuff to read through. No one ends up actually doing it for the most part. And you just say, oh yes, click agree, in there, so they can listen to you.
Wow.
Yeah, they just sign away your soul. There you
And
go.
want to hear what else happens? Probably the fine print. Even if you say, oh, you don't agree to that. Oh, well, you can't use the phone then. There's no disagreeing to it. To use the phone.
There are so many things. If you have watched this movie Black Mirror, it was done in UK. We studied that because it helps you to know some of the dangers of. There are many of the things we sign up without reading them. And one of the things I keep telling people, never leave your phone to factory setting. You should be able to set the phone. And it's so tight that you can't disable it. For instance, your location. How can you disable your location on your phone? Because it is your location. Here, how many people, my professor told me, gone are the days you can go to Rome without Google Maps. You knew but today, even today, you can't go to Rome without Google Maps. Even from Brewster to Sacred Heart, many of us will need Google Maps. Am I lying? So how can you put your location off? And you can't. Because we are so dependent on this that you can't disagree with anything. And when we are talking about this, don't only look at Facebook, don't only look at social media. Your bank accounts, your health issues, everything's so connected. Your date of birth. Today you can't lie with your date of birth. One of the days when you're setting up, you can lie. Today you can't lie. If you lie on if you are setting an account on YouTube and you lie, they will catch some of them. They will even bring you the date of birth before you even set up. That's where we are going to, what the internet is doing to us. There are so many things that we don't have. Now we have the online and the online. One American philosopher called Floridi, he's an Italian, by teaching in America. He has said that today there is no difference between my life online and my life offline. So he has brought a new term called on life. This is where we are. So you better don't lie to your wife. Maybe you call your manager, your supervisor, oh, today I'm sick. I can't come to work. Oh, okay, that's okay. Then after a short minute, they see on your status. Your WhatsApp status that you are dancing. Definitely, they are going to catch you. You said you are sick and you are the one having party on the phone. So So now there's no difference between my life on the phone or my life off the phone. We are the same. So that everything you are doing without the phone knows it. Facebook has something called offline activities. Facebook is monitoring all the applications you are using. We call it digital footprints. Whatever you do, you leave some traces. Oh, I went to this site. People come to me and I've watched pornography. The moment you search for pornography, you're going to get a lot of things about pornography. And that is where we are. We are never safe. We are never safe. So this is what the internet is doing to us. The blended between digital and analog. There's no difference. By the time we realize while we are doing this, Alan is recording on Facebook or YouTube and there's no difference. I did a course for my priest in my diocese on that, on social, even before I went to school, and he didn't know that he has connected his phone, his photos to Facebook, and giving Facebook the permission to access his photos. So sometimes people call him, Father, what have you put on the platform? What have you put on? I didn't put it there. So when I had the teaching, with us, then he realized that then, so when I checked, he has done it in such a way that whatever picture he takes, it's automatically uploaded on Facebook. He didn't know until I had to help him to take it out of factory setting and go to the off Facebook activity to tell Facebook, don't look at my pictures. So that is where we are. Supposing you put certain things that are not supposed to be on Facebook, and now you are sitting and you are naked. So there's no difference. My analog life and my digital life. My interactions today are technology. We have somatic. Somatic is how, like my watch. The watch is reading the steps I'm taking, my blood pressure. I don't know whether it is correct, whether your blood pressure, your sugar, and communicating so good. They make us believe that we all they are taking advantage of how human we are. How many of us would like to drive all the way to Putman Hospital just to check his sugar? So supposing they tell you that, oh, just by having your watch, it's okay. You can check your sugar level here. Nobody will go to Putman. Because when you go there, the bureaucracy, the security checks, nobody wants to go through that. So it's so easy. So we have been used to this. Our smart houses. Most of us have CCTV cameras in our homes. We can watch on our computer, on our phones. It doesn't matter where you are. You can check. So there's now technology has infiltrated every part of our life. The AI-driven environments, they adapt to us. Artificial agents, they are living with us. Most of the offices we call, they are not human beings. That's why many people are losing their jobs. There are so many jobs that are going to lose. The World Economic Forum published their last report in January, and they said 150 million jobs in 2030 are going to get lost. 150 million are going to get lost. Any work that is repetitive, thing that you don't need to think, like my work is just when the letter comes, I stamp. The letter comes, I stamp. That is a repetitive work. The time will come, such a person will not get work to do. Because machines will stamp it automatically, and you don't need somebody to stand there and print. I can be here and even print something at the mission house. Provided I'm connected to the Wi-Fi of the mission house, I can print anything. So supposing there was somebody whose work is to print, that person has lost his job. Last time Rebecca was telling me that she was so sad when we met. I asked her why. So they have laid 20 people off their work. 20. But now there are new competencies coming. We will skip so many things. And this is what is happening. According to statistics, 70% of users are not aware that they are constantly being monitored. 70% of us, we are not aware that we are being monitored by the phones, by the government, by certain institutions like the big tech, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Apple. They monitor us. We don't know. Many of us don't know. So we do a lot of things online without knowing that they are checking us, they are watching us. Then, generally in the world, people averagely spend 10 hours of their life, their day, on phones. America is between 7 and 8 hours on the average. 7 and 8 hours just on phone or anything digital. Because you can't do without it. If you want pizza, just stay home, order pizza. After I wanted to try, they said, no, they didn't want to buy for me because the pizza was $18. And when they bring it to your house, it's $20. So the guy was trying to explain to me. I said, no, I'm okay, I'm coming to pick it. Otherwise, I was going to pay the $18 for the pizza, but I'll pay $20. I said, then I'll go and pick it, I can buy two. Then 85% of our interactions are now mediated by artificial intelligence. 85% of everything our interaction. Even to go to, there are some shops, offices you enter, the moment you get there, the door is open for you. Those days it was just spirits, but today it's AI. The moment you enter, they know you have entered. They know the shops you enter. Google knows the shops you went. Where you bought your groceries, Google knows. Because you pay with your credit card. Today you go to the grocery shops, you don't need to go to anybody. Just carry your thing. You have your own self-service. With your thing, pay with your credit card, and you don't talk to anybody. That is our world today. And the more we are getting connected, the more we are getting divided. And this is another scary part. 63% of our interactions are now digital. 63%. There is so much increase in the reliance on the platforms. Today people don't work. You don't need the newspapers anymore. You don't need to watch television. Most of the televisions are now on social media. So you don't need all of that. Now 87% of the traditional engagements have gone down. Where we have on one-to-one interaction with somebody, just go and visit somebody, it has gone down by 87%. Everything is mediated. We use even the phones to tell you that, oh, can we meet? Even before we meet, we use the digital to make this meeting is here because there was a digital platform. We use the digital platform to announce it, the newsmakers, the bulletin, the platforms. Even some of you won't have to even sign up with the QR code. You sign up with the QR code. Even coming here was pushed by the digital. Let's go to the more scary part. Yes, so this is where the human digital integration, whether we like it or not. And now the debate is as to whether we will have the general artificial intelligence. And that is what Trump is investing so much in that. The idea is general artificial intelligence is to create an artificial intelligence that can think and take decisions on its own without a human being. But to do that, you need a lot of data center. So when Trump came, he has tried to build that. Last 2 weeks, he met all the big techs to know how much they're investing. Some of them, Google said it's investing about $600 billion. so that they will create machines that will not need a human being. Yesterday I upgraded my MacBook. They introduced a new operating system. It's so beautiful. Technology is getting to a point. All the things you see in the movies, the science movies, fiction movies, they are now real. Today, when you go to hospital, many of the operations are done by robots. So if you're a doctor, most of the doctors are not going to get jobs. And now they are thinking of, can the robots, now they don't take this, they are not intelligent, as in human beings. Because when we talk about intelligence, intelligence is not just about intellectual intelligence. We also have social intelligence, emotional intelligence. The machines are now being trained. The machines we have, the robots, they have been programmed. But now the point is, can we create a machine that doesn't need program? It can grow like human beings. Unfortunately, that is where the world is getting to. So the online and the offline is now cancelled, and we are what we call the online. And because we are online, everything, there's no difference between my online act and my offline act. It helps them to really monitor you. Everything of yours is now online, so they can monitor you. And now, whether we are free or not, it's another question. None of us is free now. As long as you're phone, you are not free. The things you watch, the things you see, where you go, what happens to you, you are never free. Most of the things we buy them because we saw them on social media. We don't actually need. If you are accessing your own self truly, there are many things you have bought, you don't actually need them. You bought them because that is the fashion of the day. You have seen it. There's something called fear of missing out. You have seen that your friend, that is what Karen kills today. You have seen that your friend is wearing this cap, it's so nice. And why are you not wearing it? You fear you are out. So the child will have to get it by all means. It is driving us crazy. The next danger is data. And this is where we are in trouble. Everything we are doing, the algorithms are tracking our behavior, and they want to personalize it, they want to optimize it. They are tracking us because it's all about data. And today they have a lot of data. I want to talk about data. We have the biodata, which is my name, my date of birth. I'm a male, you're a female, I'm from Ghana. These are my normal data. Now I want to talk about metadata. We are talking about my clicks, my views, my location, the things I like, my taste, even your taste, the color you want, do you like. That's the metadata. And now they monitor all of that. Nothing is left uncalculated. The algorithms know everything. They study everything about you. How many times you walk a day, they know it. How many times you smile a day, they know it. So data is one of the biggest fight today. And that is where we are controlled. Surveillance capitalism. And this professor, Susan Zuboff, he brought it in. He said now there's a new economic order that claims human experience as a free raw material for hidden commercial practices. So all the data they need from us is for what? It's for commercial. It's for business. They make money out of that. They make money. You ask yourself, WhatsApp is free. Nobody pays for WhatsApp. But WhatsApp is the richest instant message app. Where did they get the money from? Your data. And the more they have your data, the more you get the advertisements. The advertisers pay. And they pay by having your data. And many of us want free things. Many of us want free things. Because how many of us will buy YouTube platform, premium, or Facebook, so that you don't get advertisement? Even there, when you buy it, you still get certain things. So today there's nothing free. You either buy with your money or you buy with your information. to buy with your data. And that's what they get us. Not all of us want to buy. When Apple started, it was not like that. There was Apple, Apple uses their Mac OS. It's like an internet I am participating. It's not like Android or Windows. When you buy a Windows computer or Android phone, it is a whole system installed. But Apple's one is like their OS is their website, and I enter with my account. So with Mac phone, with this phone, I'm able to use the operating system because I have an account which I'm using. That is where they were able to, they made us believe that it is so credible that they don't share your data like that. But today it's not like that. They also need money. So they brought more apps, and there were sometimes WhatsApp was not even working on Apple. They wanted to create their own thing. But today you can't trust them. Yeah. So there's so much data overload. The erosion of privacy. There's nothing like privacy. None of us is private. One of the days, I keep telling people that now most of the TVs have, and it's not about whether it is on or off. As long as you have bought a TV, it is working. As long as your phone, you put it off, it is still working because the battery is still working. The time, there's a battery regulating the time, the watch. So the phone is not off. So there's nothing like private.
So is it like a microphone that's literally listening, or how is it getting our information when it's off?
What did you say?
It could be listening to you even while it's off, because in the fine print when you sign on to things.
When you shut it down,
Mm-hmm.
you have only shut down the operating system, but you have not shut down the hardware. The hardwares are still working.
So it's actually recording it's absorbing or somehow recording the words we're saying and storing those somewhere, or what?
There are so many ways they record. We have the cache, you have the cookies, you have a lot of things. We call it digital footprints.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you are there, all that we are doing is hear the sound. As well as they record it, I don't know. There are so many secrets we don't know. Even the WhatsApp, they said it's end-to-end encryption. If I'm calling you, they said it's end-to-end, so that there's no third party. That is not true. Because whatever you are calling, it gets to a server before it gets to you. I keep telling priests, many of our priests in Ghana are not very desperate in using phone. You think WhatsApp is an instant message, and WhatsApp will tell you that the chat I send you is end-to-end encryption. That means there can't be any third party that I study communication. I study journalism. And I know how journalists get news. We also have resources to get news from what you don't have. So there's nothing free. You have no secrets. None of us here has any secrets, unless people are not interested in you. Like me, nobody cares about me. But let people hear that I'm going to be the bishop of my diet. Then you will know that I was living the naked life. Yeah. So that is where this discussion is better for you to know what's happening and know how, to the extent that even there are some institutions, they will not allow you to use phone inside the official building. Still, whatever they discuss, by the time they close, it's already outside. How? We are human beings. The phones are always taking advantage of who we are. So that is it. Then the attention economy. We'll get there. Not only is our privacy taken away, now attention. Everybody needs our attention. If the phone realizes that you have kept it there for some minutes and you are not touching it, it will give you a signal. They are like your new girlfriend that wants you to always be with her, talk to her. That is the phone now. If you don't touch it for a while, they will tell you. I signed up to Duolingo. Now I'm even fed up because I started with Spanish, and Sometimes they tell you, "Buddy, would you come?" The messages they send me sometimes is so scary. I'm pissed off. Why are you not coming? I said, "Why? Is it my fault?" It's so interesting. So that is it. Another problem we are going for is a war for attention. There's so much war for attention. Everybody needs our attention. Google needs that, Facebook needs that, TikTok needs that. Whether you have signed up for TikTok, those days is like, it's when I sign up for TikTok that I can get notification. But today, whether you have signed up for TikTok or not, TikTok will send you notifications. That's our attention. And what is happening? There is so much constant barrage of information that is distracting us from meaningful engagement. Like you just said. Maybe you get one information, by the time you take your time to read it and understand it and analyze it, another one will come. Then at the end of the day, you just get information, so there are so many platforms that you put even some important notice there, nobody even listens. Because the moment you put the platform, the very serious announcement there, somebody will bring a girl shaking the bottles and they go there. That is why now WhatsApp also introduced something where it's only the administrator who can post. So that in serious platforms like a church, when the announcer posts something, nobody can post. But even when somebody posts something, somebody will do a thumbs up and somebody will do this. So that we even concentrate on the emojis and not the real message. Today, none of us have the capacity to read information to the end. Many of us don't do that, especially our kids. No. When you send a kid a message, at least the message should be in the first word. If you are doing social media content and you are want to preach for 1,000 minutes, nobody will listen to you. Within 1 second, you are made. So if you are talking to your kid, whatever you want the kid to do, you have just 1 second. After that 1 second, all other things you are saying is bullshit for him. So if you want the kid to get up and go to school, within 1 second, you must make sure all the information you want him to hear, within 1 second, he gets it. Otherwise, the rest, you are off. And because of that,
Father, aren't we feeding into that by, like what you're saying? Like, when my parents would sit down at the dinner table and we'd talk and we'd, talk about our day or whatever it was, that was our means of communication. If we don't do that with our own kids and we, like, in 1 second we're saying, do this, we're almost feeding into that same kind of, what we're trying, like my mind is being blown right here. I'm like, I want to go crawl into a cave and, do all this. So, I just, I don't know. I mean, like, we have to have some power as human beings to slow it down.
There's one German philosopher called Joachim. He said, those days, those who had power were those who stood in front and commanded, like the fascists, Berlusconi, Hitler, they stood in front, the soldiers, the leaders would stand in front and command all of us, so that the attention is on the leader and we are all following. Now we have a new power, and they have put us in front, and they are now controlling us. So now we even feel so powerless to even control our kids. To tell your kid that let's have a phone-free dinner, you need to be a very strong woman.
My kid is so good.
No, Charles the same.
I do not
You are
let him
lucky.
get away with that. He's a good
You are
kid.
lucky, Charles the same.
That's because I homeschool, so that's why.
After that, we'll discuss it. This is the most dangerous part, digital dementia. Today, none of us remember things anymore. There's so much information that is not to even keep one in your head. We find it difficult those days that we had to memorize when we were in school. We have something called mental. Mental means that the teacher is holding a cane. 2 times 2. You have just 1 second to answer. Before the moment he said 2 times 2, the cane is coming. So we are forced to memorize. Memorize the things. Like spell and dictation. The teacher gives us these mentioning 10 words. Angry, mismanagement, economy. By the time he finishes, you should be ready to present your paper to him. Now, we have lost all that memory. We don't remember anything because everything is here. Why should I keep things in my head? So we have gotten to that point. Now, experts are saying we are in a digital dementia. There's attention fragmentation. Our focus is constantly pulled in various directions. So many things are drawing our attention. And it's difficult to concentrate on one thing and do. Couples find it difficult to sit down and make a very meaningful discussion. Families, those days there was no phone. You sit around, you can talk for. Italians are the best. That's why they eat in course. They can spend 6 hours on one dinner. You eat, they will bring first water, and by you first, then the wine will come, then the antipasto will come, then the first meal, then the second piatto, then the antipasto, then the coffee, then the limoncello, then the grappa. 6 good hours talking and eating. Today, no. You can't tell the child to sit down for 6 good hours. You will see them with their phones. Underground, they are doing this. So, we don't remember things. And it's affecting our things. That is where we have all our problems. Memory challenges. Many of us have lost that. And it's going to happen that it's going to get to a point where now our dependency on the phone is going to be 1000%. Because you have the experience of the older and you are an immigrant, a digital immigrant. What about the kid who is born today? And we started it. To keep the kids quiet, we buy tablets for them.
I see that.
It's our fault. We started it. The moment a child is born, the next thing, selfie. And today, many of our kids, they are having problems with their eyes. I use this probably because I work so much in the office. Just when I went to Rome. But today, at age 5, you need to buy this for them. Scientists are saying that the cognitive mind, our ability to think critically, develops at the age of 14. And a lot of US psychologists have come out to realize that the more we give our kids phone to them before the age of 14, they lose their cognitive mind. So kids don't have the idea to really critically analyze things anymore. And when the report came, we got some parents advocating that the government should enact laws that will prevent children from using phones until they are 14 years. And my professor would tell you, why are the parents in the US telling the government to bring a law that will prevent children not to use phones at the age of 14? Because the parents now don't have the power to control their kids anymore.
I think it's making the kids depressed too, you know?
When you don't use your phone, right?
Yep.
Where is their depression coming from?
Just comparing themselves to other kids, it comes from so many different things. They're not happy with themselves the way they are. It comes from so many things. They're not confident in themselves.
So when you were a kid, when your father wants to ground you, what does he do?
What did they do?
Yes.
I had to go in the corner or whatever, and we wasn't able to have TV.
Right, no TV.
So grounding means stay home.
Yeah.
Don't move out.
Right.
Today say the biggest punishment you give your guy to tell him to go out.
You must go outside.
Telling them to go out and have some fun. No, they have to stay home. Because that's where their phones are, their everything. So kids are more indoors today. Those days, during your time, that was the biggest punishment your parents could give you, to tell you not to go out. But today it's opposite. To tell your kid to go out is the biggest punishment. Yeah. So that is where we are. Now this is the last one, which is fake, which is real. The things you see. Which is fake. Is it true that Trump was doing that? Or he did not? Trump was boxing somebody. And it comes back to what he said. There's no difference today. When you watch Matrix will tell you reality is electronic thing. So nothing real. Most of the things we watch, whether they are correct or not, today you can't believe what you see. And because of that, we are in a lot of identity crisis. I'll write one of my podcasts will be on that. Young people and identity on the digital world. So what people put there, is that their real self? Their filtered self. Sometimes you look at them nice, you look at their eyes, they look so beautiful, but see them in person. So it has given us a new complex between virtual and real. There's so much. And this is where, having known this, it is up to us to now decide for ourselves what we want to do. If you're a Christian mother, a Christian father, how do you want to live your faith in this world? You can't do without the phones. Every single of us is connected. Your bank account. Today you don't need to go to the bank. You can stay just with your phone. You can buy anything you want in the world. It will come to your door. You don't need to travel. You don't need to waste time. I sit in father's car and everything is digital. The car is driving. To the extent that you can even, yesterday I sent a fish to New York, GFK, and the car I sent with his car. I didn't drive. I just put on something and I was just sitting and the car was going. The car was going. When there's a kid meeting, I've said, go not more than this. It will go just, and when he sees a car, it will slow down on its own. That is how the world is. Even if it is going off, I'm just enjoying. So a time will come, people will set their cars and they are out there drinking coffee, drinking beer, and enjoying. There's one side is good, but there's what we call the unintended consequence. The unintended consequence is that the one building the phone wanted us to communicate. But now, behind this, it has brought so much worse. So let's discuss in such a way, how do we think we can really live our faith? How can we help each other live our faith? This one I have to live, I don't have answers. It's a discussion I want us to have very close. What can we do? Are we so helpless that we can't do anything about it? Okay.
I found on Instagram there's a lot of Catholic, I guess search engine, that's not right, things. Yeah, that you can follow, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Some of them are funny. Well, if Noah had his own phone and you see him in the rain and all the some of them funny, but some of them are really poignant. But I send them to my kids. I'm like, you may not like it, but I'm sending it to you, so you pepper it in little at a time, little at a time. They open it up and they go, have an opinion one way or another, but they saw it. And now you saw it, you can never unsee it.
Did they follow it?
But there's a lot of ways to pass it on, because you can forward it to people.
That's another big challenge. If you're passing it on, like if that is what I'm doing, like if I want to go as a priest, how should I go? If I want to talk on social media like I spoke last Sunday in my homily, I won't get anyone view. So how can we still be authentic with the message and not water it down, not compromise with the truth? So that even if you're a priest and you want to use the message, you must be a little bit a joker. You must joke small, use funny things. Because the kids are not interested if you can tell them the gospel of today is about this. No, nobody watch that. Hey guys, how are you doing? Buddy. At the end of the day, I am trying to do good, but I end up destroying even the gospel message I am preaching. So it's a big challenge. So how can priests really go to the internet, social media, and still preach the gospel message there without losing the value of the message? When you read her reflections on the bulletin, it absorbs. The last time I was talking about her experience on the driving, somebody. If you want to record this on social media, nobody will listen to you. You got to be a comedian. You got to be controversial topics. You got to talk about things that now we have made our mind that young kids only understand a certain kind of language. And what kills me, I asked my professor one, so we are killing ourselves. We give so much name to so many things, and we are all forced to follow the same style. It's a big challenge. So Bishop Barron is on social media. They are following him because he's a bishop. If he's not a bishop, we have been listening to Bishop Boye on that's because of the category of his audience. His audience are all who between the ages of 40 going. But at the ages of 40 down will not listen to Bishop Boye. He has to be a comedian, he has to joke, he has to make the gospel look like it's a fun. So it's difficult to be truthful on the social media today.
I know they want to be entertained. They don't want to be taught. They want to be entertained.
And that is where we, as a church, we have to learn. We have believed that human beings are rational. It is not true. Human beings are emotional. How many of us, before we eat, we get some machine to test the amount of calories, the amount of protein, the amount of before we eat. No, we eat out of our emotions. So even when you are preaching, today I tell priests, if you are preaching and you are too intellectual, you have missed your target. Attach their emotions, not their minds. When you are preaching. That is what the politicians are getting now. They framing. They take advantage of our human weakness, our emotions. So if you are going to preach, now I'm starting building my media personality. Now coming from the purely pastoral and intellectual classroom, descending to the TikTok platform, I have to change my whole style, which I'm struggling. I've now started just a month ago. I have to start doing this more so that they like me. Otherwise, I won't make any impact. Yeah.
Now, I've found with certain ones that are evangelists, people that we hear regularly, you know, like Chris Stefanik, Bishop Barron to a degree, some of them. Yeah, maybe not so much because he doesn't do the videos with him so much, but some of them, even Father Mike, they've created so much that even if I like them, I'm getting kind of tired of them. Because it just feels like now Chris Stefanik sends me an email every day with another message from him. And it's just like, okay. So, okay, maybe that's me because of me and my age,
But he's trying to do the song and dance thing, and he's trying to make it really provocative to make people wanna listen. But do you think that even some of the younger people are gonna say, okay, Christophanic overload, you know, or they're gonna start to think like that with some of these people, that they get overloaded by it because
Now we are in the world
there's
of,
too much, there's
we
too
call
much
it,
of it.
we call it snackable content, snack content. So that you have website, like you have websites, you put a detailed article for your generation. You have YouTube, you can make a documentary that lasts, anything that lasts after 7 minutes is in trouble. Can you imagine putting a whole gospel message within 5 minutes? Then even that 5 minutes is what you put on YouTube. Because YouTube is more of a video, movie site. You can do podcast that is 45 minutes. But even then, you have to break it into what you call shorts or reels or stories, not less than 60 seconds. So, Brother Michael, for instance, will do a whole podcast that can last for 1 hour. Then out of that podcast, pick snaps that he puts on the YouTube shorts or Facebook reels or Instagram story or whatever. So that YouTube, that is about 1 hour. How many of us can listen? Because the platforms want you to use them. The platforms are not interested in you as a priest who is doing your content. They are interested in people using their platform and they making money. And before the algorithm pay attention to you, you must have a lot of information. You must post every day. Even if you have nothing to say, post something. And even if you are posting, you must pay. I put something there. Yesterday I did an experiment. When I started for a month, my shorts, the highest was about 300 views. So last Sunday, I boosted one of my reels just to see, and I paid $10, $12 for boosting it. And within, from time I finished mass till 5 o'clock, I had 4,000 views.
Wow, that's amazing.
So even if the priest wants to go on social media, he must spend money to make his gospel or whatever he wants to preach meaningful or spread. And when I watch the statistics, all those who viewed it, they viewed only 0.3 seconds of it. The statistics will show you. So it makes the gospel, it's something that the church has to now think of how to be on the digital platform. It's not enough opening a YouTube.
But there has to be, like, human interaction has to be valued. And when you go into a church, you have human interaction. Somebody shakes your hand or gives you a peace sign, or, you have coffee and donuts with you after church. Like, that has to be valued.
And that is a very key point. For us to navigate the digital platform, we must appreciate the interpersonal relations. Now look at the Catholic Church. Let me tell you something beautiful. Sometimes when I finish Mass, I stand there a while before I place the altar and go out. By the time I place the altar and genuflect, half of the congregation are already gone.
It's true, they run out. I don't get that. I don't see.
Nobody has time to, how are you? In Africa, the church is the most social, the only place you can get time to meet your friends. But today, we have learned that to the extent that, nobody has time. So immediately after Mass, you just check. After Mass, be the first to get out and set an alarm. How many minutes it takes for everybody to leave the church? Less than 5 minutes, everybody's gone.
Oh yeah, it's like a race.
Everybody's gone. And the priests, we feel so helpless. especially in our youth ministry. As part of my course, we studied pastoral youth ministry. We are focused so much on youth work and not youth ministry. Youth work is doing anything to entertain the kids, to keep their time, to keep them involved. Sometimes when I visit some of the youth programs they do, it's all youth work, not youth ministry. Youth ministry is to lead the youth to be a disciple of Jesus, to want to stay with Jesus. All the people who wanted to follow Jesus, Jesus said, come and see. So our youth ministry should use the youth people who want to spend time with Jesus. But now the youth ministry has become something we use to engage them. Something we use to keep them busy. And after that, that is wrong. So the interpersonal, even among couples, there is so easy for you to see people sitting together, but each one is going to his phone. It's so easy to see even couples sitting together, chatting, and this person is responding to a chat. Today we are so helpless. So one of the ways we can really scroll with purpose and build our faith is not to depend so much on the digital. In Italy, one woman told me if she wants something, like her daughter to do something, why you call her now? You have to text her.
I'm guilty of that. My daughter lives in the basement instead of.
The same house.
Dinner's
The
ready.
same house.
Dinner's ready. I am guilty.
She's not in the next house. The same roof. You got to text, otherwise. So one day I did an experiment with that family, and I asked the girl to go and call her brother from. And after some minutes, she was saying, oh, so you won't go. So I called him. He sent a text. She didn't have to get up, climb the stairs, and go and call her brother. She just gave a text. You want to say something?
No.
You have to tell us a lot of experience because you are younger than us. You know, when it comes to the internet, they are the experts.
I'll say one thing.
Okay.
In my household, there's no texting or calling for dinner's ready. Hey, dinner's ready. You're called upstairs. Right?
Yeah,
Oh, then you're great.
we don't do the phone thing.
No.
I didn't even let him have a phone until very recently, because I could tell, it just didn't sit right with me,
The most dangerous thing that can happen to you is misplacing your phone. When you misplace your phone, your whole world is gone. And we are worried in the name of, oh, my data, my messages, oh, my documents. Everything is now here. To the extent that even your bank knows you not by person, by your IP address. It's like, try this. You have been using your phone to make transactions. Use another phone to do the same transaction. You will get a lot of notifications too. How many of us even remember our passwords to our phone? We don't. We just press it and automatically it involves us. One of the difficult things that when people bring their computer for me to work on it is their password. Before I type the password, they have to write it on the paper before. Otherwise, when you write it within the short second, you forget what you have typed there. Digital dementia. So to navigate our faith, we must so take advantage of interpersonal communication. Next week, that's what we're going to discuss. The interpersonal communication is not just, that is why me personally, don't tell anybody, this is my personal conviction. I don't like the confession behind the screen. Personally, I don't like that. Because the person talking to me is not just the words. Even the feelings, the emotions of the person is more important. Sometimes people are speaking, making their confession behind the screen. I've not seen them. It's not a confessional secret. Yesterday when somebody came, she has a very soft voice, and I was talking to her like a small girl. Oh, how are you? How's your daddy? Oh, hi. The father, I'm married. Personally, if I have the chance, I would want more face-to-face confession. Because that's where you don't just listen to the words, you are able to listen to the feelings of the person behind those words. And it helps better. Otherwise, the confession will just be, okay, God loves us, He has sent us, He's so merciful, so let us trust in His grace. So for your penance, say 3 Hail Marys and 2 Our Fathers. Act of contrition. Okay. It has become something like, I prefer confession to be face to face. I'm looking at you. I feel your emotions, and I can help you better than this. Is my personal. I don't go and tell anybody. This is my personal understanding. So the in-person interaction is great. When you have a family dinner, no phones. Now we train the kids, they can learn from that. We have to train the kids to know that they don't get everything they want. And life is not like that. We don't get everything we want. Otherwise, a time is going to come. Maybe we are lucky. Our generation, we are going to go. But the citizens of the digital world today are going to live in a lot of frustration. And the statistics sharing with us, the amount of people who are depressed today is higher than before 2000. It's higher today. People don't work anymore. Immediately they have that problem. Young kids can sit on TikTok and every month is getting about 2,000 euros. What should she work for? And what happens when a time comes to get to, nature, a priest told us that you can sin against God, He will forgive you. You can sin against Holy Spirit, Jesus, but if you sin against nature, nature doesn't forgive you. Look at our musicians. When they are young musicians, they want to sing naked, but after giving birth to one child, they start, life will dawn on you. So when we are showing ourselves on Facebook, social media, at a certain stage, you will not have the energy to do that. Then you will realize that you have missed a lot of building your offline self. So we must make our families a personal contact. Me, I use the phone very much. But when I'm talking to somebody, I'm talking to somebody. That is the most precious time we get. I don't get myself. Sometimes I'm tempted to send my phone to church. I don't do that. Even if I send it, the highest it will go is to be in the sacristy. Sometimes you have your phone in your pocket and you are saying the man and it's vibrating. What are we doing to ourselves? It happens to us, so we are. So that is one of the things. Another thing I think we should do, apart from all these, so there's a joke I got. The homily will be short today. The guy, that's just introduction. This is where I think we can do on our own. We have to control our search queries. If you don't want so much information, just be careful with what you search. If you search pornographic things, you will get pornographic feeds. If you search hate speech, you will get hate speech. So we should be able to make sure that we search for things that will build our faith. As long as you're on the internet, be careful of the things you search. For the moment you search one, the rest of your life, you are in trouble. Then our search history, we can delete, we can go and clear them. But the more you clear your search history, the more you find it difficult to get the best thing the next time. So you don't know what to do, whether to clear it or to keep it. Because if you keep it, it helps you. So the next time you are searching for something, you get it faster. But if you clear it too, it saves you when you start afresh. So it's a choice we have to do. Then the screen-free meals. There's actually a science, some research that shows that when you are eating and at the same time watching your screen, it affects your brain. So some people have television in their dining halls. While they are eating, they are watching television, eating. It has effects on your brain. These are all signs. So there are a lot of things, even our physical life, health, is being affected by the data. Today, hardly do we even get enough time to sleep. And it's so contagious that when you want to sleep and you start flipping the YouTube, you will never sleep. Sometimes I have to tell myself, what am I doing to myself?
Yeah.
I want to sleep. I put my light off. But then I just went to Facebook, or I said, oh, let me type five more. Oh, two more. By the time I realized, I have spent 2 hours between the time I wanted to sleep and the time I actually slept. And the psychologists are saying that if the screen is the last thing you watch before you sleep, you will have the high risk of getting insomnia, difficulty in sleeping. What happens?
We've been talking about that.
Yes, so at least for some minutes before you sleep, you have to do without screen. Even when we were in school, we were taught that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is to watch a plain sheet. Watch a plain sheet. Look at it carefully, and it builds you. But today, when you wake up, the first thing, even the phone will be the one to wake you up. Because you set alarm. And then when you set alarm and you ring, you have to check the time. So the first thing you watch is the phone, and the last thing you watch is the phone.
My bladder wakes me up every morning, so.
What wakes you up?
Not an alarm, my bladder.
Oh, okay. Then the time with God is also good. We shall still do more analog things because they are healthy to us. Not just for then as for the information, it's still difficult to verify information before we share. And sometimes it pains me when priests, even we do that on our platforms. Priests just get information and they start sharing. And when there is a problem with that information, there's so much thing we don't know. For instance, if somebody posts a child pornography on your platform, and there's any issue on that, all those on that platform who watched it are in trouble. And there is statistics. Today's data, WhatsApp, when you post something, WhatsApp can know how many people have viewed it, how many people have seen it. WhatsApp can see that. So we are in a very, then explore helpful faith-based apps for guidance. And that's another challenge we have. When I came to US, I realized most of the wonderful Catholic resources are application-based, like Hello, all are application-based. It doesn't touch the young people. So it doesn't touch young people. People don't now use the applications anymore. The applications are like websites. So if I need something on the website, that's where I will go and search. But here we are in the world of automation. So if we have very good Catholic resources and they are on Halo and those apps, we are going to get only a certain group of the demographic, the younger generation. They don't even see it at all. And last Friday, when I met with the young people, the young adults, I was so touched. Now the young adults have seen that it is their task to change the clock. I was so good to hear from them. And I wish I was going to be here forever. They are so wonderful group that I love working with them. They have come to realize that it is up to them to begin something with their kids. And they were all saying that when they give birth, they are going to make sure what they didn't get growing up, they will put the faith in their kids. And I wish it's not just the group I've been talking to, but it's a general feeling. Because our time, we have already lost the power to control our kids. We have lost it. So we just have to make sure our kids, the kids of our kids, as for our kids, we can't control them anymore. But the kids of our kids will have the power to tell your child that you are not using phone until you are 14 years. But even the child will need a tablet to go to school. All right, so we are ending here.
Father, I have a question. I have tended to stay away from even watching the news because I don't feel like I know what I can trust, but then it leaves me in a position of not necessarily knowing what's going on. So are there any good news sites that you feel are most trustworthy that we could be using as a news source?
Today, even the social media has credible news than the real media. Because distraction. You see? Even when you put it off, it will still call. Today, that is the world now. For instance, the issue with Charlie. Whichever news site you watch is still motivated from its political ideology. So whichever news site you watch, I don't know, there are so many US. When we studied journalism, we said the Americanization of the media. Americans have taken over the media. So that all the other countries are learning what is happening in the US. And it is so polarized. Some news sites are even a whole media station. There's no neutral media station anymore.
So what are you watching? What do you watch for news?
When I watch for news, sometimes it is dangerous. Me as a journalist, I go more to the blogs. Because we have something we call slow journalism, which is now pushing, where news will not just be a clickbait. There are people who now take time to analyze what is happening to give us the facts. Otherwise, the original is all about breaking news. Today we don't have real news. All the news are breaking news. Everybody wants to do what we call the loop. Every media wants to be the first to post. So they post it without going so much detail. Look at that's why information happens within 1 week. We all forget about it. Now last week there was so much talk about Charlie, but this week I didn't hear much. Now it's about who is the killer. Is he a Democrat who has sent him to kill Charlie, or a Republican? So sometimes there are some blogs that some journalists are now there, but there too they don't bring the news when it is hot. They bring the news when it is already. Today, if you want the correct news, it is the eyewitness news. It is the social media.
Which one?
The eyewitness news. The eyewitness news is the social media. When Charles was killed, those who were there using they have. That is where I get much. If I want to get details exactly, so that I forget, I ignore all the interpretations. Because news too has something about gatekeeping. Before the CNN they have to analyze it before. So sometimes even the social media today have more credible news than the real news. But then you have to flip through so many to now make your own news. So now we are in a world of personal news. Make your own news. you will never get the best news. And I don't track all the files. All right, so if there's no question,
Thank you, Father.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Father. Very, very interesting.
by the time you finish reading, it's already gone.
So are you gonna put the real news on there for us?
I will try. Yes. I want to create a wonderful dinner. All right. May the Lord be with you. Take blessing before you go.
Blessing. Wait.
Blessing before they go.
Yeah,
All
blessing
right.
before you go.
Get a good night blessing before you go. Yeah. May the Lord be with you. Almighty God bless you and bless your home. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. See you next week. Next week, come with your spouse or your child. We're talking about child.